Wait, what's that?
This is tractor.
Which one? Where it is? Where is it? Where's the tractor at? Right there? So we've had a never-ending barrage of constant requests to ride in the big tractor, the big tractor. It's been in the building and they've been requesting. Well, we got it out, so we gotta take some pictures of it. There's something special coming up. And we're gonna give them a ride. I ran it back to the shop, so we'll make these kids happy. They've been begging around this thing, begging. Okay, what do we got going on here? Are we in?
Yeah.
Okay, are we in?
Yeah.
Oh, you want to sit in my lap?
Yeah.
Okay.
Go.
It's not ready yet. Okay, here we go.
Whoa.
Went ahead and grabbed all of our modules. These are where the threshing takes place. They help separate the material, the seeds from the material. So as the rotor spins, these are called rasp bars. They smack the heads, the pods, whatever you're thrashing, and then the kernels fall through all the little holes, and you have to use different ones for different crops. So since peas are up first, we're putting large wire, or even up to skip wire, in here because you don't need a lot of threshing. The peas thresh easy, so they fall down. So we've actually got a whole new set of rasp bars coming for this combine. They're getting wore down. They don't look like it on camera, but they are, as well as vanes, but they're not here yet. So we're just gonna go ahead and run it in the peas, and if we get a break between peas and winter wheat, we'll take the modules out, which they gotta come out anyways to change, and then put all new rasp bars in it. And then probably next season, pull the rotors out and put vanes in it. So let's put these modules in here, get this thing ready for peas. Brought the muscle. Sometimes an older brother just has to admit. The younger brother might be stronger. What?
Hey,
huh?
Because I got steel in my arm.
I don't know what you're talking about. B-Spine here has been struggling a little bit with the batteries. The original is the one that came with it, and we've had this combine for a couple of years. This year it didn't start very good, and just now leg arms tried running it. Didn't start, so got some new batteries. Let's throw in them. I think that's 12? Find out. Just like that, 14 filters, 6 air screens, and about 100 gallons of oil. And both combines are fresher than fresh. And as you can see, I got new clothes on too, because my old clothes smells like 4 different types of oil. Gear oil smells. And Hytran. Very unique smells. So the combines have all fresh fluids all across the board. They're about 600 hours a piece in difference between total time. But the amount of time we've ran them since we've owned them, they were getting about that 500 hour mark, which is about 600. You should be really changing a lot of that stuff. So we decided just change everything. Start fresh, put on their fresh oils, fresh filters across the whole board. So we went ahead and put all the good filters on, all the good oils, and kept it all OEM. And now they're ready to go for a while. so we can run them another 5 years. And we're still at the parts game. Went to the dealership. This is a feeder chain. It goes in the center of the feeder house. The feeder house is the front of the combine. That's basically the chain and bars that spin and pull everything at the header chops and moves to the center up the feeder house into the combine. So this feeder chain is old and the adjustment is nearly maxed out, which means it's wore out. And the front drive gears on it, or I should say the back drive gears, are wore out as well. So got one of these delivered. So we got to install that too. I'm gonna go ahead and start on the chopper blades. So I'll show you the chopper blades. They're up in here for those that don't know. So chopper blades chop up all the excess material that you don't want in the grain hopper, like the grain. You just want it chopped up and spread evenly across the ground so it breaks down quicker, doesn't leave chunks there when you seed the next year. That's your chopper up there, and they are dull. And dull choppers takes more horsepower and is more of a fire hazard. So I've got a whole bunch of boxes here of new chopper blades. So let's climb in there and install 40 of these things, and then we'll get to the feeder house. That was tough. I gotta go through and torque them all down. I just don't trust with the extensions I have that the thing's getting it to the impact it needed. So we'll go get a torque wrench, put the foot-pounds on there, and get them snugged up. So I'm gonna get out of here. I'd say these are wore out. This is the pre-cleaner, it's the upper sieve, and you don't want slop in it like that. It's gotta be very accurate adjustments. So when you set it, it needs to stay in that spot. It can't sit there and flap because your grain kernels are only so big, and what that does is that cleans the chaff, the small material from the large material, with air blowing up underneath it. And if that gap changes just a fraction, your clean and your tank will change, or your grain loss going out the back will go up or down. So we gotta get new ones. It's an expendable item, and those have got a few hours on them, so we're gonna get some new ones. Here, I got it. That fell in there earlier too. Hence another reason why we had to take those out. Oh boy, look at that thing. She's a little chewed up.
Gotta hand it to the engineers. Good job, guys. You made this opening big enough where you can put a socket right through it. Sometimes you can't. I like it when things are easy.
So our curiosity was answered. Look at the spline shaft here. This is what drives the feeder chain. And we were told that these wear out easy. It's a weak point, and the slop eventually between the feeder chain drive shaft sprockets starts to wear in there. And this one was greasable, but I don't think we were greasing it very much. But still, you look at that, it's just about got it spun through. So we gotta get a new shaft in this unit. They do laser align these to get them so they hopefully don't wear as bad. I know that some of the newer models definitely have been improved, but we were wondering, I don't know about B-spine, but this one definitely needs a new shaft. So we're gonna take this out. Maybe just take the whole unit down to the dealer and let them put a new shaft in it.
All right, I just let Kobe out, saw a coyote. There's one running right there.
And Kobe's right up there chasing one. And I'm out spraying the peas. We've got a little bit of a problem here with weeds. And let me take this off so I can hear myself talk. I don't know if you guys want to. But anyway, what has happened is when we seeded the peas, that was about the 1st of April is when we finished the peas. Then what you do is you roll it, and then we like to spray this chemical on that will kill all the broadleaves but won't ding or hurt the peas. And then that'll take care of the weed situation the rest of the length of the harvest of the peas. Well, what happened was you got to have rain to activate it, and after we seeded, we got no rain for 6 weeks at least, even longer. Well, it has about a 6-week window, and consequently, it passed that window, and what you see is this. We've got kochia coming through the peas, and it's just about ripe. So we've got to put this chemical on and desiccate, what they call desiccate. In other words, dry everything up. It will pretty much kill the top growth of the kochia, and then stop any seed production. But then when we harvest, there won't be the issue of really wet crop material going in, because the peas will be dry. But let me just do something here. Okay, I had to get my GPS set. Okay, so anyway, I don't see Kobe. Do you? Yeah, he finally got to chase 2 coyotes. It was a smaller one, and then the mother, I think it was the mother. He's much bigger than them. They weren't that big of coyotes. But I see where he finally caught up to the one, and they were doing a dance around each other, and then he saw the bigger one. He took off after the bigger one. So he'll show up in a little bit while I'm spraying this bottom end of this field.
Just got back from the parts store, and I got the upper sieves, so we'll put those in soon. Brought back this gearbox because it sounds like it's actually really easy to change that shaft. Talked to the mechanic, and he said, oh yeah, you can do it, no problem. So plus they're pretty backed up where they're at, and so we probably want this running this week. So I'll do it myself. So it sounds like there's just a snap ring underneath the seal here. Pull the snap ring out. I'll take the seal out, pull the snap ring out, and then I got a slide hammer that hopefully threads in here correctly, and I'll pull the shaft out, and I got a new shaft right here. Just needs a new home inside a gearbox. Let's get her together. Well, I had a slide hammer, but nothing matched up to the threads inside the shaft, so I had to keep welding on it with an adapter that I had, different bolts, and they kept breaking, the welds kept breaking. But as you can see, I got it. She's off. So I got to push that bearing off, put it on the new shaft, put it back in, put the seal in, put the snapper again, put the snapper again, put the seal in, and then I'm gonna put this back on the combine. Cool. Saving money, doing it myself. in. Okay. Getting smarter every time. Getting better at it. I should probably try and change the oil on this, even though I just did like 3 days ago, since I probably got contaminants in there. All right, we'll put this back on the combine.
Now we removed it. As you can tell, this baby's wore out. All the little sprocket gears are kind of, well, they're starting to curl over, and the chains wore that up because the chain got loose and we needed to replace it. But that being said, I know I didn't record this. It's kind of a pain to get in here. But we removed the panel on the bottom and we stuffed it up inside. Ain't that pretty? Don't worry, we'll make sure that glossy coat of paint gets scuffed up with a bunch of material and rocks, and it'll look like the rest of the combine. It'll fit right in. But anyways, now that's in, what we need to do is start putting everything back together, which means I think the first step for me is to install this bearing so that this way it's secure. And then once that's in, go over and grab that gearbox, which we just put the new shaft in it because it was all chewed up and nasty and icky, and put that on, and then pretty soon Clifford will start being useful and cutting peas. But we need an operator. That's what he's for, right?
Yes. Yeah, I can be useful, but not an idiot. So.
It's that time. Let's go grab the 7140 Magnum tractor, and then we'll go over, get that 13-inch Westfield auger, get that around, make sure that there's nothing surprising, and then we can go set it up at the bins. We might set it up today, or we might set it up on Monday. We'll see. Probably Monday, but at least I can get this thing around. We're gonna be cutting peas. Let's see, today is Saturday, so we'll probably start cutting peas on Monday. So we still got a few days, but combines are basically ready. We just need to put the headers on and grease them up. We didn't grease them. We put all the different oils in them, and changed filters and fixed a couple parts, but we didn't grease them. Oh man, it feels good to have this tractor back. Last year, I don't know if you guys remember, but we had to run the 13-inch Westfield auger with that John Deere tractor of ours, and the problem with that is that John Deere just kept on getting, well, super hot. It kept overheating. So I changed the water pump on it and took the thermostats out to see if I could just get it to circulate, and clean the radiator, flush the radiator. Still overheating and underpowered, so it's just getting wore out. But this Magnum, it's good to have it back, because this is a beast for that 13-inch. I know anymore the 13-inch isn't really a big auger, but to us it's still a big auger, so. All right, let's go hook it up. Checked the auger over, greased a couple things, kind of tightened up those hydraulic hoses a little bit. They're kind of a mess. And looked the auger over and it looks good. So let's go take this Westfield 13-inch over to the Quonset with the Magnum, and we'll just park it for right now, because we won't know what's going to happen until we start cutting on Monday, and then we'll know which bin to put it in, because we'll have an idea what it's making. So yeah. While we're over here, might as well grab this blue Peterbilt, bring it over because we'll have to just kind of look through it to make sure everything looks good. All right. Gotta love those Cummins. Oh yeah, N14. Yeah, we got one off the rim, so we'll put that back on and see how long it lasts. Fun. Okay. Good deal. Just one. Since there's no weight on the trailer, this thing should be able to lift it up. The other method we usually do is we'll just drive it up on a block on one of the duals and then grab a bunch of air and force it into the tire. But if I can just quickly jack this up, just force air in the tire and call it good. We'll see. I've actually never done it with a jack. Should work. There's always a first time for everything. Sometimes. I didn't need this thing anyways. It's just taking air, so that's good. It was off the bead, but yeah, that was a waste.
All right, it's summertime. I've got my grandchildren. Everybody tell the people your name. 1, 2, 3. All right, yeah, you got every one of those names. I didn't. You can write me and tell me which ones are which. But anyway, it's hot. It's July, and what do you guys love when it's hot?
Popcorn!
All right, they love popcorn. And what we have here is a machine that was sent to us after we came back from a show in New Orleans, I believe.
Popcorn is the best! No, when
Do you like popcorn?
Yeah!
Okay. What's happening?
Popcorn! Dude, the lid's coming up! Look! Oh my goodness! Wow! I know there's smoke coming!
So what do you think? Is the popcorn good?
Yeah!
while we're over here, I can't even talk.
Because they had a lot of, okay. Turn it on and let's see what the kids do. It looks like to me they're already doing what they're doing, climbing all over.